Welcome everyone, this is Red Zone Blitz. I am one of your hosts. I'm Ezra Ice Cream from Idiot Sports Talk and David from Wake Up It's Football. And today we're going to give you our rapid responses to our NFL topics. Let's get it in. First up, Tebow time in New York, David?
Yes, it is. They're 2-3, 28th ranked pass offense, 25th ranked rushing offense. Sanchez, surprisingly, has only been sacked 6 times. You know what that means? That means he's got time in the pocket. He's got time to do what he needs to do, and he hasn't been getting it done if the record is 2-3. So I think it's Tebow time. I'm not a fan of Tebow as a player. I like him off the field, just not a fan of him as a player. So what that means is, I think they're gonna, if they implement him, they're gonna have to rush the ball a lot with Tebow.
I totally disagree with you, and I like Tim Tebow, and I'm a Jets fan, but Mark Sanchez, I still have faith, I believe. Yes, he's 2-3, but that's the same record as Peyton Manning and Aaron Rodgers, and you're talking about getting help, he's getting none from his running game. Sean Green is averaging 2.7 per carry on the ground, which is disgusting, and you're talking about wide receivers. They dropped 3 balls last night, and it was 4 deflections by the defensive line from the Texans, and J.J. Watt was amazing last night. One of his deflections, when he had a wide open guy, Mark Sanchez deflected it. It caused an interception. So Mark Sanchez is not getting any help. I know besides last night, he's had some rough games, but I believe and I think we're still in position to make the playoffs, so I still have faith.
All right, moving on, you got Matt Cassel's injury. Eric Winston, the offensive tackle, came out and pretty much said what he needed to say about the fans cheering after Matt Cassel got hurt. Ezra, what is your take on Eric Winston and the Matt Cassel injury?
I totally agree with Eric Winston. He's supposed to protect the man on the field and off the field. And come on, cheering for someone that gets hurt? Let me tell you, I just mentioned I'm a Jets fan. Remember when Tom Brady, his knee, and he was out for the year and he required surgery and all that? I never cheered that. I never felt any joy that he missed a whole year, okay? Because I take some pride, and you know what? I want to beat the Patriots when they're at their best, okay? I want to take the division. We haven't since Tom Brady's been the boss, only 1 year, and that was 10 years ago, but I take pride in that. I don't want to beat a weak or weakened Patriots team. So stop cheering for injuries. Blame the GM, the head coach, for keeping Matt Cassel as the starting quarterback. And I don't want to single out KC because a lot of cities do this and follow this stupid trend. Stop it. It's disgusting. I agree with Eric Winston.
Yeah, I'm going to agree as well with Eric Winston. You just can't. I mean, it's surprising to see that the fan base, his own fan base of Matt Cassel, is cheering him off the field. I mean,
I don't think he has any fans in KC.
Not the fan. You know what I mean? The KC fans. You know, I mean, I don't know if he's been playing bad. He hasn't been playing good. All right, but you can't cheer somebody off the field when you get hurt. That's not the right thing to do. So I agree with Eric Winston, man. Bad call by the KC fans.
I totally agree. Now, after seeing my Jets being lack-deaf at wide receiver and wide receivers dropping balls, and I can't name half the guy on the team, T.O. saw the same thing, and he said on Twitter, "Hey, Jets, I'm ready, rocking, I want to play for you guys, give me a chance." Do you agree with T.O.'s assessment, and you think the Jets should bring him in?
Yes and no. Yes, if and only if Mark Sanchez is still the quarterback in New York. He's going to need somebody to pass the ball to. Santonio Holmes is out. Stephen Hill was hurt. Dustin Keller hasn't played. So yes, he's going to need somebody to throw to. If Tim Tebow is implemented into that offense, he's going to be running the ball more. He's not going to be throwing it as much. So he's not going to really need a wide receiver to throw the ball to. And if he does, he'll build chemistry with somebody that's already on the team.
Well, I disagree with you again. Even if Tim Tebow was the quarterback, short passing game, and you know what? T.O. excels in that type of game. That man is a big physical guy. He can catch the ball in traffic and create something. We surely lack in yak, okay? Yards after the catch, something T.O. has excelled throughout his career in. And you know what? With all these injuries that you just mentioned, we need somebody. And it'll be a non-guaranteed contract. Give the man a chance. Call T.O. I'm on the train. He acts up, you get rid of him ASAP. It's not like we're spending $10 million a year on him. So, T.O. to the Jets. I approve.
Moving on, you got the Green Bay Packers. Ezra, do they make the playoffs this year?
Come on, who's their quarterback, David? Can you please remind me?
Aaron Rodgers.
That's right, and he's a boss, okay? I don't care if their offense has been slightly disappointing, okay? Come on, do you really expect them to match that historic offense from last year? I didn't. It's their defense, okay? You can't give up 360 yards to a rookie QB, 212 yards to one wide receiver in the name of Reggie Wayne. I understand Aaron Rodgers' numbers is down, but it's not all his fault. The man's been sacked 21 times. Offensive line, please keep the best QB in football upright and give him time because he will score touchdowns. And I believe you can't keep out an elite quarterback from the playoffs. They make it.
I think after this next week with the Texans, I think they'll be 2-4. But after that, I think they'll turn their season around, probably finish around 10-6. And if they don't win the division, I think they'll snatch a wild card spot. But right now, with how Aaron Rodgers has been throwing, he hasn't looked like he did last year. His accuracy has been off, and also, like you mentioned, the offensive line has been horrible. So they patch up a few things on the offense. I think they turn their season around. And one note on the defense. Looked a lot better so far this season than they did last year. So I think they can turn it around.
Hey, you can only go up from down. Okay, that defense was terrible. And speaking about divisions, let's talk about the best division in football, possibly the NFC West. Do you believe so, David?
Statistically, when you look at the numbers, the NFC West has the most wins versus losses. They've got 14 wins, 6 losses. That's the best in the NFL. You look at their point differential. They have all four teams has a positive point differential, meaning they've been putting up more points than they have given up points. Just looking at the numbers, you got to say that the NFC West, after Week 5, is the best division in football.
Well, guess what? I don't believe in numbers tell the whole story. And I think it's the NFC North. You got two teams that's 4-1, and you got the Packers that's 2-3. And I think one of those losses, quote unquote, came from the Seahawks. I think this, in my mind, okay, and I think most Americans, most of millions of fans believe the Packers won that game. And the Vikings beat probably the best team in the NFC West, the 49ers. So I believe they're 2-0 versus the NFC West. And I think the Vikings, Bears are more balanced than some of the teams in the NFC West. Besides the 49ers, they all have weak offenses, but they do have the best collection of defenses. That's the credit I must give to the NFC West.
So, talking about divisions, which division leader has it the easiest right now? Which division leader has it made?
I would say the Atlanta Falcons. They're 5-0, and if you're a fantasy owner, okay, you got to be excited. Look at these three teams with these horrible defenses. Buccaneers, Carolina Panthers, and the Saints. Oh, man, if you got an Atlanta Falcon, you was happy, man. You was happy. Besides the Saints offense, who are you? You're not really scared. Cam Newton has been somewhat of a disappointment. He hasn't progressed as you like. He's not getting any help from his running backs either. I like the Falcons and their position right now.
I'm going to go with the AFC South team right now, the Houston Texans. You got the Colts at 2-2. You got the Jacksonville Jaguars at 1-4 and the Tennessee Titans at 1-4. Jacksonville has a negative 73 point differential, and you got the Titans at negative 93 in point differential. That means they're not losing games; they're getting destroyed. Okay, and every time you're going to see the Texans go up against the Colts, the Jags, and the Titans, you've got to pick the Texans. There's no way you can pick against the Texans right now in that division.
I agree with you, but I believe the Colts do have two solid wins. One versus the Vikings and two versus your Packers. But also, on the other same token, I agree, Jaguars and Titans might be the worst two teams out of those 8 that we are talking about. And my matchup of the week, I'm sorry, I got to bring up my matchup of the week. Giants at 49ers, rematch of the NFC Championship. It was such a classic last year. Why aren't you hyped for this year? And I think Eli Manning is playing an MVP-type year with all the injuries at wide receiver, the lack of running game. He's putting up big-time numbers. And Alex Smith, the confidence and poise he's playing with and the new-look offense for the 49ers, I think this is going to be an awesome game to watch, and I'm loving it. This is my matchup of the week.
And
Yours?
I would have to agree with you, but obviously I'm going to have to pick a different matchup. Watch out for the Dallas Cowboys going to the Baltimore Ravens. I think this game is a must-win game for the Dallas Cowboys to solidify any kind of legitimacy that they have, because we all know how inconsistent Tony Romo is. So, I mean, if he goes into Baltimore and beats up on the Baltimore Ravens, you're gonna have to look at the Cowboys with a different different shade of whatever color that you're seeing. But again, Baltimore 4-1 team, very solid right now, very consistent, a lot more consistent than the Cowboys. So I'll reveal my pick in my weekly picks later on this week.
I want to defend Cowboy Nation real quick. It's not only Romo's fault. Des Bryant, Miles Austin, their running backs, they also have been inconsistent. It doesn't all fall on Tony Romo.
That's true. That's true.
Well, guys, thank you for tuning in. This is Red Zone Blitz. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please thumbs it up. Share it across the world. Subscribe to Wake Up It's Football. Dave, I don't know why I'm pointing because I don't even know where he's at. And check out Idiot Sports Talk, my channel. And have a wonderful day. You are sexy.